Hey guys, it's Jonah here and I'm back with a beer review, and to be honest I didn't think I'd be doing another one of these so soon, but this beer seems to have appeared this week, so I thought I'd get in there and do a review on it. It is another one in the Guinness range. This is Guinness Golden Ale, and this is the latest, as far as I can work out, in the Brewers project. You remember a couple of these have been advertised on the TV, not this particular one because it's so brand new, but it's a golden ale produced by Guinness. It's getting mixed opinions from what reviews I've read, because as far as I know, no one's actually done a review on this on YouTube yet. Shame on! Another exclusive for Unclejona. Doesn't say too much on here. Beautifully balanced ale with a rich golden hue. Biscuit flavours, malted barley, blah blah blah, fruity hop aroma and crisp finish. How about the branding? Look at this bad boy. That is an absolute classic. You don't really need the classic Guinness branding because this is a golden ale, so they've gone a bit outside the box. Look, this is all gold. It looks a bit like a shield. It's a bit more traditional sort of British ale than Irish, but I quite like that. Very, very nice. Doesn't have a neck sheath, but I quite like the shape of the bottle. It's got a little bit of a bulge here in the neck. And then, of course, if we look here, we have, and I wish I could get this in focus, damn it, because this is absolutely beautiful. These ones, the Guinness project, sorry, the Brewers project, these have got a special cap. All the new ones, all this Brewers project have got this special cap, and I think it looks mighty fine. I've had this one in the fridge, chilling down just a little bit, because it's not a proper Guinness, but everyone likes cold Guinness, don't they? Oh, pardon me, I forgot to tell you, this one's 4.5 on the old ABV. Definitely getting a hiss on that bad boy. No smoke as such. I'm going to go for a traditional pint glass. I do have a straight-sided Guinness glass somewhere, but God only knows where it is. So I'm probably not going to get that much head, so I might try and force a little bit of head. This is out of the bottle, so we're not going to get the traditional Guinness superfine head, because as we all know, that is to do with the nitrogen in there. Now, look at that. Quite well carbonated, as you can see here. Look at that colour. Now, I've been searching for a sort of idea for this colour, because a couple of beers, because it's getting into summertime, have not been pale ales. They've been sort of between the kind of chestnut brown and the pale ale. The best I can come up with is bronze. What do you reckon? Bronze colour, perhaps? It's quite light. I wouldn't call that a pale ale. Is it a golden ale? I think it's a bit too dark for that, to be honest. Head, quite nice. Pretty much a white head, fast disappearing, which is good. Good for a dishwater beer. Now that's interesting. Getting a touch of fruit on there. Touch of kind of green vegetation, grass maybe, grass cuttings, that kind of stuff. Definitely green herbs, maybe like a herb garden. Or, if you make a nice cup of herbal tea to help you in your digestion or to go to sleep or whatever, maybe a nice chamomile or something. Doesn't quite smell like chamomile, but it's got that kind of vegetative, kind of herbal thing going on. It doesn't necessarily smell of hops, which is strange. Nice though. Right, let's get in there, see what we get. Oh, it's quite gassy from the bottle. Pardon me. Good level of carbonation, as I say. It's quite sweet up front, a bit like a toffee, maybe even a silky smooth kind of chocolatey stuff. Tastes a little bit like digestive biscuits, or you know, somewhere in between sort of digestive and rich tea. It's definitely got a biscuity kind of thing. Could be a biscuit malt, perhaps. Might aid for the colour just a little bit. Yeah, it's got that sweetness. It's a kind of like a bit of a vanilla, like a cream soda kind of muscovado sugar sweetness in there, but not that prominent. Little bit of sharpness from the hops, but nothing too much. Getting a tiny bit of watering in my mouth from the hop profile, but nothing much. This one's, I'd say, more about the malts than the hops. And as we all know, Guinness, I do beg your pardon, it is quite gassy, as I said. Guinness must use some sort of hops in their beer. Does it make a big difference what hops you use in a stout? Not really, because it's all about the malts. I think they're trying to do this with this beer. Make it one of those kind of malty beers, but it's quite light. A light, sweet, refreshing maltiness. Tiny bit of bittering just in the background. No upfront hop flavours. All you hop purists that like your IPAs, this probably isn't for you. But if you'd like a break, if you want to go for a slightly more complex malty beer that you can digest and dissect at the same time, this could be one for you. Now, I'm trying hard. That malt profile's there. Tiny bit of fruit, but then that sweetness comes back. It's kind of like most really malty beers use the kind of hops that will give you a kind of dark mince pie, Christmas pudding kind of fruit. That's not the case here. We're getting kind of sweety fruits, but mellow, like peach perhaps, like a peachy kind of thing going on. Yeah, that's definitely there as well. And that would point at certain hops, which are definitely not from these shores. However, I am liking this quite a lot. 4.5%. They do hide the alcohol quite well within this beer. You could drink a few of these without really noticing until you try to stand up. But at the same time, 4.5. It's not going to break the bank, is it? Really? So you could have a few of these, and if you go to certain supermarkets, you can pick these up for definitely 3 for a £5, but in certain supermarkets 4 for a £5, meaning these are £1.25 per bottle. Very nice. I would like to see this in cans as well. See how well it compares and contrasts in cans. And as we're getting to the end, maybe a tiny bit more bitterness than we had up front. Maybe like I'm getting kind of mild cigar, kind of aromatic cigar notes now. Perhaps flavoured cigars, vanilla tobacco perhaps, or even peach tobacco. Very complex beer this, and surprising, because I thought it was just going to be, you know, it was going to be a very, very malty bastard, like Guinness usually are, but this is a bit more interesting than that. Hopefully people will give this a time. Let's show the bottle again. Guinness Golden Ale. I think this is well worth a look, especially this time of year. We're definitely getting into the summer now. This is slightly dark in colour to be a summer ale. It's not golden in colour, unfortunately. That's definitely more of a bronze. However, this beer I think would do very well at a barbecue with some roast meats and that kind of stuff. Very nice indeed. I hope this beer does not go the same way as the Enigma Lager that Guinness did a few years ago, because that unfortunately sank without trace and disappeared. Hopefully this will stay around a bit longer than that. Guys, it's been Uncle Jonah. If you've liked this review, please check out my other reviews. Click like down below and make sure you click subscribe, because then you'll know about future reviews. And we'll see you for more beers real soon. That is definitely a keeper.